Buddy. Slide up so I can see who's here, please. Oh, you guys have been a chatty mob today. We got Kathy Girl and Mary R. We got Adeline and Thelma. We got Betty G. We got Roberta. Hello, everybody. Hold it. We got Annette. And we've got Betty McSorley. Hello, Betty. We've got... Still looking. Okay, so welcome everybody. If I missed anybody, please forgive me. It's never on purpose. So, it is going to be really fun today. You know, when we started into this venture, I told you quilling is fun and inexpensive, and it is both. I think by now you'd agree that it's a very inexpensive hobby. The things you have to do quilling are a quilling tool and paper. If you've got a quilling tool and paper, you can do quilling. The other tools that I've been showing you, whether that's the husking board or some of the other things I've been showing you, are just tools that allow you to do special effects. Would you move Debbie off the screen, please? Or into the upper corner or something. The new tools that I'm going to show you just allow you to be able to do special effects easily. And so I'm looking forward to introducing you to 3 new tools today. This one was in your kit, your initial kit that you bought. You probably wondered, how come we've never used it? Today we use it. This one you have not seen before, or you've not seen it in our videos before. This we'll talk about today. And then this one, which I've been having great fun with, I must say, is for crimping. And so we're going to do some fun things with that today. We're also going to talk about creating curls with your ribbon. Now, you've seen this effect before, but I haven't actually talked about how to get that effect. So we're going to talk about that today. So we've got lots to do. All of it is pretty easy. So I think we will probably not go real long today because all of these techniques are super easy. But in keeping with my goal that when we finish here, by the time we finish our quilling segment, you will know what every tool is used for and all the tools that I've found that are available. And so without further ado, let's get started. Hi, Sharma. You snuck in after I said all the names. So, quilling, as we all know, is very easy when you go to, you just add your paper to your quilling tool and you get started and you just wind it all up. And that's great. But what happens when you're doing a project that requires a strip of quilling paper that is very long? Trying to keep everything stacked up properly. It's not so bad with 1/4-inch paper like I'm using right now, but the thinner your paper, the more difficult it is to keep everything situated. Now, before I go on, let me just say that my curling tool is misprinted. The one in your kit should be better. It should look like a dartboard here with the hole in the center and then these larger circles coming out from that hole. Mine was misprinted, so I kept this one and substituted it for a different one in one of the kits so you'd all get a good one. So if you're wondering why my bullseye is off center, I think my bullseye has always been a little off center, candidly, but Bryce is shaking his head, guys. Why is it when I'm self-incriminating, he's always agreeing with me? Hi, Catherine. But yeah, my bullseye's off center, but yours should be fine. So I want to start by talking about this quilling. This is called a curling coach. And what we're going to do with the curling coach is you're going to put your quilling tool right through that bullseye in the center. Now go ahead and put your paper on. And what the curling coach is going to do is to help you keep this paper straight while you're doing a long piece of paper. I went ahead and joined 6 strips of paper together just in preparation, so you wouldn't have to watch me glue 6 pieces of paper together. But the quilling coach will help me to keep everything kind of stacked up as I go. Now, I can, and if I was using a narrower piece of paper, I probably would push this right back against the plastic part as I wind. And that way, especially with the narrower papers that tend to want to go cattywampus as you add to them, it will just help me keep everything stacked. And so that is, yes, that is what this tool is used for. It's just used to help you keep your paper straight when you're winding a long old piece of paper. Oh, I saw Mary's comment. What did Kathy say? Oh, and sure, Bob. He may wander out here if he wakes up. I'm not sure. He was having a nap when he naps regardless of where he is. Hi, Elsie. Good to see you, friend. Hi, Laura Hernandez. Good to see you too. Okay, so when I'm winding that big old long piece of paper, the curling coach kept it all nice and organized for me. That's actually quite pretty, isn't it? Now I'm going to gently pull my tool through the hole. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to square it up a little bit. Any last things that, just kind of smush it into being where I want it to be. And now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to glue my strip down. I've already torn the end of it, so I'm just going to glue my strip down here. That's actually really pretty. I've seen where people are taking these discs like this and they're making like earrings and things out of them. Come in a little closer on this disc, honey. This is actually quite pretty. Nice balmy day in Medford. Are you in Medford, Glenn? He's not. Oh, Medford. You must be in a different state, Kansas. Okay. We have a Medford, Oregon, too. It's a hot day in Oregon, although it's overcast and it's holding down the 102, 103 temp that they were forecasting for today. But isn't that pretty? I've seen where quite a few people are making jewelry using these. That's beautiful, isn't it? With the white and the lavender and the purple. Now, let's move on to taking this piece that we just created and let's move to this tool. Oh, you just watched the weather up there. Okay. All right. Okay. So sometimes you might want a piece, whether it's for jewelry making or other reasons, it's actually slightly concave. This tool will allow me to do that. Let's say, for example, that I want to make this into a semicircle. I'm going to take this disc I just created and I can take it to my molding board, which is this blue board, and I can create a beautiful little half circle out of that piece we just created. See there? I could take 2 of those and actually join them and make a round if I wanted to. Until I actually glue it, I can just push it back in place. So Bryce wants me to make you a flower pot. So let's come over here. And I also have cones on this side of my mold. Oops, except when you push it all the way through, which I did not mean to do. I may have to re-roll it. I'm going to re-roll it because I just pushed it through. It's no big deal. Just a matter of putting it back on my curling coach and running it around again. Now, should I decide...
Elsie's grandson just had his 6th birthday.
Oh, yes. What's his name? What's your grandson's name, Elsie? Sivert? Am I saying it right? Sievert? Sivert. Long I, short I. I'm not going to, let's put it back on the curling coach since that's one of the things that I'm supposed to be showing you today. Hi, Sivert. Is it Sivert? Sivert. Hi, Sivert. I hope you had a long eye. Sivert. Hi, Sivert. I hope you had a really, really special birthday. Happy birthday. Happy 6th birthday, Sivert. Yes, Christmas quilling papers are in the system, Betty. The Christmas kits aren't back in yet. I understand we sold out of the ornament kits, and they're on order. But I do have the 1/8-inch Christmas quilling papers listed on the system, and they're really pretty. They actually have some metallic golds and silvers in those. So, yep, they're up and available, Betty. As are lots of other colors. I just ordered some more papers because you guys are really enjoying quilling, and the quilling papers are going fast. So I just ordered some more papers, and in that we will have single color yellow, and we'll have multi-packs that have yellows and oranges in them. Thelma mentioned to me that we didn't have much. That's good, Elsie. I would like that. Thelma mentioned that we didn't have individual yellows and much in the way of yellow tones. So, and candidly, that's because the merchants were sold out, but they got more in, and I just reordered those. So hopefully we'll have some yellows here in the next week or so, as well as getting more of the Under the Sea kits and more of the Christmas ornament kits. Okay, so once again, I'm on my curling coach. And see, those bullseyes, if they were in the right direction, would allow me, let's say, for example, I was making a pair of earrings out of these rounds should give me some guidance concerning getting the two earrings sized the same. I gently pull out my tool. I'll go ahead and push this all back together now. I think the reason it's separated is because I had already used it on the other one, and I probably loosened the coils up a little bit in that area. So now I know I have to be careful of that. Okay, so I've got my disc again. Now let's try that again, and let's see if I can manage to do this. I'm going to push from the outside, gently down, over the cone, and I can make a really pretty cone if I want to. I can square off the bottom of that, and make that into a little flower pot for my dollhouse. I don't do dollhouse. Don't send me a bunch of miniatures. But I'm just saying you could make miniature things this way too. So, isn't that cool? Now, if I want it to stay the way I have it, I think I'll go back to the half circle to keep it. But if I want it to stay the way I have it, I just take that piece and I apply glue around the inside. Whichever side is going to show you don't want the glue on. So if it was the inside that's being featured, then I would put the glue on the outside. If the outside is being featured, then I'd put the glue on the inside, obviously. And I'm just going to smooth it around. You could obviously do that with a paintbrush. Okay? And that's how you get it to stay forever once you create that half circle. Or here's my little flower pot I was showing Bryce that I made when I was playing with my, this is just a little tiny flower pot. And you can actually make them so that they are, oops, my picture's still on the way. You can actually make them so they're square at the bottom and they'll stand up pretty. Okay. And until I'm ready to keep it, I can slide it back in place. So I can try different things and see what I like. Now this tool is great, absolutely wonderful when it comes to, like, see how I took this one and I pushed it all the way to the bottom on this one, but then I moved it over one, and I can get the ring around the edge to smooth out a bit by going to the next one up and then just pushing down a little bit more. And I can widen this ring at the top so it doesn't have a big solid ring there. And I think I'm going to keep mine in a half circle. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take my glue bottle. I'm going to squish glue around on the inside. Now you could absolutely use a paintbrush for this, but I'm just going to take my finger because I can get a nice even coating of glue on the inside by putting glue on my finger. And there we go. I've got my pretty little purple half circle. Doesn't that look fun? That's what this is used for. You can make cones, you can make circles. I'll tell you what I see using this for. When I'm making my Christmas cards and I'm making my holly and berries, I'm going to take my red and I'm going to make my berries dimensional. I'm going to make dimensional berries here. Let's see what we've got here. Here's a little piece of red. Let's wind that up. I might wish I had something narrower than this, but we'll try what I got here. Did you read Glenn's comment? Glenn. Oh. Okay, so I've got my little berry, and then I can take my little berry and go to the smallest piece on the board and the next one up, and my little berries become dimensional berries that will actually stick up just a little bit more than my holly, which will be really cool. Okay, so make berries, make half circles, make flower pots and cones. This is particularly useful when it comes to jewelry making applications. And we're going to use that again in a little bit. Let's go to our third tool, which is our crimper. And of today's tools, my favorite of the 3 tools for today, because it's really cool. We can do really cool things. Let's see. I'm going to grab, I've done lots with purple today. I seem to have a lot of purple strips right at the top. Maybe I will use, so here's some golden and orange and red. Let's go to this one. I'm going to grab some of these golden color ones, because that's really pretty. And I think I'll make something that looks akin to a sunflower, maybe. Let's make a sunflower sort of thing. I'm going to take my piece, and I want to show you something here. Can you come in a little closer for a second? This is our little crimping tool. And there are 2 sets of wheels on here. These are closer together, and these are further apart. Doesn't matter which one you choose to use, but you'll get 2 different effects from them. And I'm just going to turn this little wheel as if I were turning on and off the water spigot outside. I like to use my fingers here to help hold my paper as I run it through. But it's very quick and easy. And come in closer still. And this is what I get. So let's actually take our quilling tool, and even though you have already crimped it, you can still make a flower out of this. What I want you to do is when you go to wind this up, wind it gently. Don't pull hard on your paper. Our objective is to get it into a coil without messing with the crimps in the paper. So I'm not pulling hard. I'm pulling in fact, I'm not pulling at all. I'm just gently winding it on and guiding it with my thumb. Here's what my coil looks like. That in itself is cool. Okay. I'm going to gently take my tool off. I'm going to let this loosen a little bit. If I want them to be absolutely uniform, I'm going to use one of my measuring tools. And this time I'm just going to let it kind of open up. I'm going to put a little spot of glue on it. There we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and treat it like I would other petals. I think I want kind of an altered marquee, kind of curly marquee. So I'm going to go ahead and run I'm making a marquee, and then I'm pushing up with my thumb and down with my finger to make that kind of almost an eye-shaped petal. Let's go ahead and do a few more of these. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and run it through the larger size again. I use my fingers just to guide my paper so it runs through relatively straight. It doesn't do too bad even if I didn't do that, but I just find it, I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit of a control freak. That's possible. Okay, I'm going to put it on my curling tool, my slotted tool. I'm going to wind it up very gently, not running the crimps out of my paper at all. I'm going to let that open up a bit. When it opens to the degree that it wants to, I'm going to go ahead and put a little glue on it. Put a little glue on it. I'm going to make a marquee, and then I'm going to push up with my thumb, down with my finger. Excuse me?
Go back towards yourself.
I'm going to get myself another yellow strip. We're making a sunflower sort of flower. Using our crimper. And you can see you can actually go pretty quick with this thing. Just feeds right down through there. I've seen these tools go for upward of $12. Ours is going to be very reasonably priced. I actually brought these crimpers in directly from China because I couldn't find any that were priced at what I wanted to pay for them and what I wanted you to pay for them.
What are we making?
We're making a flower, a sunflower type flower. Oh, you know what's funny? I have a little bit of hearing loss. That's not funny particularly, although sometimes it can be based on the things, my misunderstanding of things, but I have a little bit of hearing loss. And the tone of this squeaking, Bryce tells me this thing squeaks. I don't hear it at all. I don't hear it at all. But Bryce tells me it squeaks. And Mary just said the same thing, that she thought it was Gemma. Okay, I'm making my little flower petal. I'm going to make 2 more, maybe 3. We'll see. Maybe 3 more. Running it right through. You can see it just works quick and easy. It's not high tech. It's a very simple device. Mine doesn't come with all the fancy little case and things that some of the more expensive ones do. Do you really need a case for it? If you do, there's some out there that are like 12 bucks, 13, even $14. But mine just this little pink device. And it's going to sell in the area of $5 to $6. So much better. We don't want our quilling hobby to be an expensive hobby. We want our quilling hobby to be a friendly, less expensive hobby. Oh, is Catherine signing off? Oh, Elsie's signing off. Okay, good night, Elsie. Okay. Got another petal there. I'm not trying to make these exactly the same. I'm just whipping through to get a bunch of them done in a short time. So, and flower petals don't have to be exact. We finish this flower, I'll show you a couple other flowers that I made while I was testing this time. I'll go ahead and wind this up real quick. Being careful not to pull the pleats out of my crimped paper. I want those little curlies right where they are. You get a very neat, very different kind of an effect when you use paper that's been crimped. Just letting it expand to where it wants to go. Having pretty good luck just letting it do that. There's 5. I think I want 6 petals. Quilling would be something we could probably send to you fairly inexpensively, Catherine, because none of the tools are very big. And the papers are even, the packs of paper are not heavy because they're little tiny strips of paper. So if you can't find things there, talk to me. I'll bet we could do something fairly inexpensively from here. In fact, I think I told you right before we closed for break that I was going to make some changes in the system that allow us to take some international orders. I need to say that shipping will never be free for international orders, sorry, because our cost on board for international is expensive. But if we make good choices of what we're sending, it can be done at a fairly reasonable price. Okay, I wanted just one more petal here. Then I'm going to find me some brown. I have some brown in here. Must be a brown here somewhere. That's pretty brown. Yeah. Maybe I'll go ahead and crimp this one too. Okay. So let's, I forgot how I was holding it. You can hold it any way it's comfortable to hold it, but I forgot which way I was going there for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and run my brown through. I'm not sure this is going to be quite big enough. Do I have anything else I can use buried in this box? Maybe. That might actually be kind of interesting. We'll see if I like it when I'm done. I may or may not. I have these momentary, oh, let's try that things. And sometimes they work and sometimes they're disasters. And I never know what I'm going to get. But I always have fun trying. So go ahead and set these aside. I'm going to crimp this orange one. Thinking I can attach the orange and the brown to create a center for this. Because I want it to be a little bit bigger than just the brown center. So we'll see what we get. I may decide I don't want to use the entire piece of orange. I'm going to join these two. Even though they're already crimped, they should stick together just fine. And just match up the crimps on them. Okay. I want the brown to be in the center, so I'll start with the brown. Okay. I need to still put up the crimper. I think the mold is up, but I'm not positive. I do need to put the crimper up yet, so I'll get that up today. So once again, I'm gently rolling this. I'm not getting carried away. I'm going to roll a little of this orange onto the outside. This is actually getting bigger than I thought it might be, so I think I'm just going to give it just a little bit of orange on the outside. And I'm going to go ahead and tear off the orange. I'm going to seal this off with a little dab of glue. Then I want to show you what else we can use our mold for. Sometimes you want your flowers to have a slightly 3D effect. You know, you just kind of want to give them a little bit more texture. I'm going to put some glue all the way around my brown center I just made here. And I'm going to join my petals to it. Might need another petal or two, huh? Fortunately, I still have a little of this golden color sitting there. By the time I get my center in it, it actually looks like it could use one more petal for sure. So let's go ahead and crimp one more. I could have put some leaves in instead of this, but I'm just kind of into doing the flower right now. I can put my leaves on my stem when I use it. Oops. Let's go ahead and line this up. Oh, Karen just got her first order. Good job, Karen. Thanks for supporting our little family business. Level it out. Let it expand. I'm just letting them expand to the size they want to go. Put a little dab of glue on it. Pinching both ends while I push up one end and down the other. Let's put a little bit more glue here at my base. And while that's still drying, I might have to do a little repair here. Well, maybe I have to do a lot of repair here. I can actually use this concave piece. I guess I'm going to have to go to the big one. And I can glue these petals back on again. I was thinking I could just drop it in there and push it down, but it didn't like my moving it. So we live and we learn, huh? Okay, so I got a pretty good amount of glue on my center. Excuse me?
I can't see you.
Oh. And I am going to, maybe I'm trying to go too big. The idea being that we should be able to use one of these little concaves. I saw this done. I did see it done. I did not try it. Therein is my first mistake. Well, let's not do it with this great big flower because this flower is really big. We'll do it with a smaller flower. I have another smaller flower here. We'll do it with a smaller one because it didn't want to do it with this great big petal, and sometimes you just got to acknowledge it gets to do what it wants to do. I do love my flower, though. I do love the flower. The flower is beautiful. Let's set that aside and just let that flower dry a bit. I think that's going to be beautiful to use. And the way I'm attaching them, it's always going to be a little bit flexible so I can kind of position it the way I want to let it dry, or what, to use it on the card. Here is another flower I made. This time I put a little bumpy in the center. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure I love that, but here's one I like better. I actually used kind of a golden strip. Not sure how much of that comes through on the camera. 3 little pearls in the center. Now this one would have glued well, I think. So let's try that again. I'm going to use these same strips that I used to make that. This is some of my golden shimmer paper that we've used before, run through a paper shredder. I have to admit, this particular paper shredder I purchased from Amazon, and it ruined a lot of my strips because they wouldn't feed through right. So I returned that one, and I have another one in the house. I need to try and see if it will work better. But it is a neat way potentially to be able to make your own strips without sitting there with a blade and creating them. I'm just going to run a bunch of these through here so we can make that little flower. And I want to try putting that flower in the mold to get it to get kind of a 3-dimensional flower. Because I saw it done. I know it can be done. I just have to use a smaller flower, I think, to make it happen. My big flower wasn't inclined. Well, I'd offer you a picture of Teddy, Mary, but I know you have quite a few. These are 5-petal flowers, and they're just one piece each. These are just 11-inch strips, so should be pretty quick and easy to make 5 little teardrop pieces. Teddy's got a little bit of an ear infection again. I have to be braver and learn how to pull the hair out of his ears myself. With poodles, they get a lot of hair down in their ears, and then their poodles are prone to ear infections if that hair isn't kept pulled out. They say it doesn't hurt them to pull it. It just seems wrong to be getting in there with tweezers and pulling the hair out of his ears. But they tell me that it's actually very good for him and not painful. So I just ordered the tweezers and the powder, and I'm going to have to learn how to do that because it's less responsible as a pet owner for me to keep letting him get ear infections, because I won't do it. So there you go. That's my thing I got to work on. I got to work on bravery. Brave about most things, but I can't stand the idea of hurting him. You must be brave. Yes, I have to be braver than I have been on that front. Remember when you're coiling these up after running them through the crimper, just a real light hand at this, guys. You want to use a real light hand because you don't want to pull out the effects that we just created by running it through the crimper. Brittany might know how to do it. She works primarily with cats at the Humane Society, but she might know how to do it. Brittany has an amazing number of skills in an amazing number of animals, so it's possible she knows. I watched a video. It really doesn't look too bad. I just have to be brave and try it. So hopefully my tools will be here today and I'll give it a shot. I'll let you know how it goes. It's likely to be a little harder this time because he does have that ear infection and his ears may be a little more sensitive. But in order to really cure the ear infection, I need to get that hair out of there so his ears can breathe. Blank DL cards and envelopes. We have blank DL cards and envelopes, Betty. Can you link those and tell us how much they are? I think we still have some craft style ones, and they would be like $19. I think they're 19. I could be wrong. 17, 19. And that's for a pack of 50. Bryce is going to look them up for you, Betty. Go to cards and envelopes, heavyweight. That's where you'll find them. Okay, so I'm just quickly winding those up, kind of letting them unwind to where they want to go, pinching it off on one end and making a teardrop. One more.
DL straight edge.
That's it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Picture is showing a 6x6 style.
Oh, that's not the right picture. Make a note of that. I'll fix it. But we do need, that is the one we're looking for, though, the one that says DL. They should be 4x8 roughly.
We also have a smaller pack. These are paper accents, 100-pound solar white 10 piece.
For how much?
3.5 by 8.5 for $8.99.
That's about $1. So that's what we're trying to get away from. I think we'll have to go to a bigger pack to get the price per item down. Okay, I'm going to try this again, guys. If this doesn't work, I'll give up and say, you guys show me how to do it. How's that sound? Putting a little bit of glue on each side of the little teardrop right at the very end.
These petals look like wicker.
Aren't they neat?
Kim asks the question, can hot glue be used with these?
Yes. Actually, hot glue absolutely can be used with these. I was watching somebody last night. I can't tell you what channel I was on because I was kind of doing other stuff and I had a quilling video on in the background. And you know how it changes presenters and you don't even know who you're watching. But one of the fine tip hot glue guns. That does really look a lot like wicker, doesn't it? One of the fine tip hot glue guns can absolutely be used. And that one fell apart again. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, guys. See, I should always try things out before I try to show you. Oh, this one's going to work better, though. I think this one's going to work better. Maybe not. All I'm looking to do is use this concave to get this to bring these petals up just slightly. And I think I'm just about done it here. Well, I had just about done it, and then okay. Yes, I believe you could, Karen, seal these like beads with ultra thick embossing enamel. I think you could. Why couldn't you? Yeah, you'd get kind of a glossy finish. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try it on the back of this again. And now I'm going to get what I want. Look here. Now I'm getting what I want. Maybe it's because of the thicker paper. I think the presenter was using 1/8 inch and I'm using 1/4 inch. So it could have just been too much to try and fit into the mold at one time with the 1/4 inch paper. But that's what I was doing wrong. But I can mold it slightly around the petal, around the mold. And I'm just going to let that dry for a minute. And then we'll take a look at how that looks when it comes off. In the meantime, let me show you another flower I did last night using the crimped petals. Come in close on this so they can see the crimping, honey, please. Look how much the crimping adds, guys, to the texture of these poinsettia leaves or petals. And then just because we hadn't ever used them for anything, I put some of my beaties in the center there. I just put a little bit of glue, kind of a little bubble of glue in the center. And then I poured my beaties on, and then I poured off the excess. There's a few little strays captured here and there in my flower, which I actually kind of like. And that's how I used my beaties for my flower center. But don't they look neat? The beaties are beautiful for flower centers. So you had in your original quilling kit 2 little vials of beaties. And I made this. Now, once again, to make this, I used 2 strips for my biggest ones in the back. I used 1 1/2 for these. And then I used a 1/2 strip for these little ones I just spaced here and there around on my petal. But doesn't that look beautiful with the crimped paper? Let's take a look at how our sunflower's doing. Oh, I really, really like this. And look at what we ended up with in the center there with the brown and then putting the orange around it. It just kind of gave it some added dimension. Isn't that fun? And like I said, because of the way this is glued, these petals are going to remain fairly flexible, so I can kind of move the petals around till I get just what I want. So I think we got some fun techniques here today. Let's look at my final technique for the day. Wow, I'm only going to be an hour long. That's okay. I want to talk about creating coils. Now you saw a coil. Let's see if I can locate that card quickly. I don't know if I can or not, but I'll try. One of the cards I did early on, just kind of an inspiration card, had coils on it. That blue one. Can you come over over here and see if you can locate that while I'm continuing on. I'm looking for that blue part with the coils on it. I don't see it. It's okay. Maybe we'll just have to make a new one. We've got plenty of time. Let's see, where are my strips? Okay, well, I don't see it, but let's talk about how we make this look like this. Here we go. This is so easy, you won't believe it. Okay, let's do this orange. Let's do the orange, or the golden, bright yellow, and orange, since I have this out. Well, here we go. I'm going to show you exactly how to make those. You are not going to believe how easy it is. If you have, they actually make a quilling tool. I don't have them yet because they haven't been available from my suppliers. I might have to try and get some from China. But some quilling tools have a wider opening at the end. If you have one of the tools, my camera doesn't like me moving this tool. If you have one that has a wider opening on the end, you can do this on your quilling tool. If you don't have a quilling tool like mine, that you only have the narrower tip, then we just do this around our needle tool. So I'm going to take the 3 colors that I want. You can use 3 colors. I wouldn't use less than 3 pieces of paper. I didn't need glue on the top one. I'm going to start by gluing those 3 strips together. Okay, so I've got my 3 strips glued together there. I don't need this much paper. So let's just tear that in half. Maybe we'll make a couple curlies. I'm going to get my needle tool and I'm going to just wind this around my needle tool. It's got to kind of create a... I've never been good at winding these around the needle tool, as you know, but I'm going to try here. There we go. All right, I'm going to wind around my needle tool. And then I'm just going to, you actually can do it by hand. I sell the pink tool. The pink tool was the one that was in the kit. This is the one that's from Quilled Creations. So we do have the quilling tools. This comes, I believe, in a set with this one. And it's like $7 for, oops, I'm trying to show you something and I'm not even on camera. These come together and I believe it's $7 for the 2 of them. Okay, so I have taken my strips, I've glued them together on the end, I've wound them around a little bit at the end, and now to create those coils, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, one at a time, I'm going to pull on these pieces of paper just on the opposite end. I'm pulling these papers one at a time. And I can make them bigger, or I can make them smaller until I get the spacing I like between them. There I go. Once I get it where I want it, I simply glue the other end. And you end up with these really pretty curls. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the ends of this one I just did. to hold my curls in place. These curls look stunning when used in and around your flowers. It kind of gives you one more thing to one more adjustment that you can make. I'm going to pull that bright yellow one down just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's do one more of those. So I've got 3 pieces, 4 pieces here. I'm tearing off my ends because I don't want the glue on the ends. Can you back up just a little bit? I can put you guys together some beginning kits that are similar to the beginning kits we started with, guys, and then you just need to tell me if you want to add some of the accessory tools or not. But I can put you together a beginner's kit similar to what we used. Absolutely can do that. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue on the end of these 2. I'm going to stack up the 3 pieces so I have a nice little packet there at the end. Now I'm going to take my needle tool and I'm going to wrap it around my quilling tool. See, if you didn't have such big fingers as I have, wrapping that around the quilling tool would probably be really easy, but I have big fingers. But I think I still got it. Okay. I'm going to let that uncurl a bit because I got a little overzealous curling there. Okay. So I've got my 3 pieces going. I'm going to pull this first one in a little bit. I'm going to pull this second one in a little bit. See, all I'm doing is pulling on the ends, guys. And then if you want to give it more dimension yet, by kind of changing, by scalloping the end, you can do that. Okay. I'm gluing them when I get them where I want them. I'm gluing them in place. I'll have these come up this way. I need some leaves of some sort. Oops, I'm off camera again. I need some leaves of some sort. Hoping to have a couple of fun leaves made. I have had construction glue in stock. I don't know if I have any after the sale. Can you look and see if we have Hunky Dory construction glue and Hunky Dory adhesives, please? Okay, I need just some green for a stem. I could take this. Why not? Okay.
Construction glue. Have at least 6,000.
No, Hunky Dory only. It might be under Hunky Dory rather than adhesives. Okay. Here we go. Making just a little double stem here. Won't that be pretty when I use that on my card, guys? Here we go. What kind of questions do you guys have for me today? Is there anything you want to see more of?
There's nothing listed for glue in Hunky Dory.
There's no adhesives in there. And there was no construction. I'll order some more construction glue for you. Bryce says he doesn't see it in Hunky Dory, so I'll order some more. Would you write me a text message to do that, please? Does anybody have any requests or questions? Unique ways to use leftover pieces. Leftover which pieces? Leftover pieces of paper? Like scrap paper? Okay, I'll get some construction glue. It might take a little bit to get here, Adeline, but I will order it. I just did get an order from Hunky Dory, and I think my next one's a little ways out. Although we are expecting soon, we should be getting. Oh, we do. We have an excellent fine tip hot glue gun, Kim. Can you go to adhesives again, go to glue guns and get the precision glue gun and link that for Kim? We have an excellent precision tip hot glue gun. Here's mine that I use all the time. That is a very nice precision tip for a hot glue gun. And this is from Surebonder. I think we have a couple of styles. Mine takes little sticks. I think we have one that takes big sticks. I think we have one that's cordless. We have quite a few of these because everybody needs to have a hot glue gun. But I love my precision tip on here. It is just the cat's meow right there. Okay, other questions? This is good. If you guys are looking for things you're not finding, I'm happy to have Bryce look them up. He is making faces at me over there, guys, but that's okay. Oh, I wanted to show you this. Now, see, this was what I was going for, having a slightly dimensional flower.
Adhesive section.
Excuse me?
They're not in the adhesive section.
Just type in glue gun with quotation marks around it.
Yeah. Single or double?
What?
Single or double quotes?
Not the double.
Double?
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Bryce is looking for that glue gun. Any luck? Did you get it? Oh, you got it. There it is. There's the glue guns. I need acetate enough to hold the card up. I bought some, even though it said translucent. It's not. It's not. Oh, we have that. We have thicker acetate. It's a heavier mill. Try acetate. That is going to be under Hunky Dory, and oh, that's the doorbell. You need to go get the groceries. But I wish I had my computer here. I can't do a thing about it from over here. Huh? Okay. Yeah, we have a heavier mill acetate under Hunky Dory, Glenn. We'll have to see if we still have light. Yeah, they're worried. You're not going to hear it. Okay, Hunky Dory, heavyweight acetate. There you go, Glenn. It's in a 30-piece pack. If you want less than that, we can probably break it up for you if you need a smaller pack. We usually have 5-piece packs and 30-piece packs. They're not terribly expensive, but okay. I just had to send Bryce off to go and retrieve the grocery order that's showing up at the door. The person at the door wasn't leaving till he retrieved it, which is good, I guess. So Snowflake. We have the Snowflake acetate. Yeah, we should have some of the snowfall acetate that we carry all year. And if we don't have the pack you're looking for, that's just the one with the little white dots. That usually comes in a 10-piece or a 5-piece pack and then 2 other size packs. So we can always break those up. The Snowflake acetate, I think, was a special, but there's probably snowflakes in one of the one of the foiled acetate packs if you want snowflakes. But we can break the 50 pack. Just email me and I'll break it up into, I think they come in 5, 10s, and 50 packs. 50 is just an awful lot. But sometimes when people are doing a special project and they want a lot, wedding invitations or something, then they want the great big packs at the price break. So we order a few of those. Hi, Irene. Good to see you. Well, guys, are there any other questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom? I can't look things up for you right now because Bryce just left to go and tend to the groceries, but you can certainly write to me at info@simplyspecialcrafts, and I can send you links to any products you're not finding. I can absolutely do that for you. Are there any other questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom? Did you enjoy this today? I sure enjoyed bringing it to you. I hope you liked it because I had fun. I love this little crimping tool and how easy it is to get fun things. I like these little swirlies to use on my cards. I like our little half circles we can do. Our little bowls and half circles, and oops, I keep getting them behind the Debbie. There we go. So I think we did lots of fun things in a short period of time. We got the flower pots. Remember, you can make berries with your mold as well. So fun things. Okay. Well, we will be back on Wednesday with What's New Wednesday. Lots of magazine kits to look at on Wednesday. I think that's gonna be fun because we have some really great magazine kits we just got in, and we'll look at those. And yes, thank you, Bryce. Bryce reminded me we have the last time I looked, we had like 8 or 9 of these left. If you want to do this kit on Thursday, don't miss this, guys. It's $19.99, retails for $29.99. I know that seems like a lot for 3 cards. But when you see all the work they've done in this kit, that is a steal. It's a steal. So $19.99, I think. Can you link this one? It's under class kits, first one. I think we have 8 or maybe 9 of these left. When they're gone, because this kit was retired when I bought it. So, but it's going to be beautiful. If it looks this pretty in the picture, I guarantee it's going to be beautiful when we finish them. You're not going to believe how gorgeous it is. How many does that show we had left of those?
4.
Oh, we're down to 4 of these left. And you will love it. Don't miss it. Okay? That's for Wednesday. We got What's New Wednesday starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thursday, we'll be together for the poinsettia glistening, what's it called? The Heartfelt Creations Glistening Christmas Poinsettia class. And next Saturday, we will be here. I think we are wrapping pretty close to the end of quilling. But I do have at least one more tool and one more technique to share with you. So we will be doing quilling for at least one more week, and then we'll probably need to move on to some other things. But it sure has been fun. I have learned so much in this quilling segment, and I have had such great fun working with it. I guarantee quilling will be part of my repertoire from this point forward, because I totally love the creations from quilling. They're so beautiful and delicate and wonderful to make. Clear acetate, please, Deb. What are you asking, Roberta? Do you need some packs broken up, or what do you need? Tell me what you need with clear acetate, Roberta. You can always text or email me too. But oh, got it off. I didn't think I could take that one apart. I did. I just got to fix my pedal. There we go. Okie dokie. I guess that's gonna, we're kind of hanging around looking for the answer to that question, but I'll look at the acetate and see what's going on with that. It sounds like we might need to break some packs up.
We have a 5-piece pack.
Oh, we do have a 5-piece.
Clear acetate.
Yeah, we need the heavyweight.
How about 30?
It's what?
I think it was 30 piece.
Okay, we'll break the 30s up and make some smaller packs of heavyweight acetate, guys. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. For now, I'm going to say good night, Gracie. See you Wednesday.